Arizona Theater Company welcomes back Tony Award winner Shuler Hensley to reprise his role as Ebenezer Scrooge in the holiday musical Scrooge. He joins more than 35 local cast members and musicians to bring this story to life. And today we welcome Shuler Hensley and show director Matt August to Arizona Horizon. Guys, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt, let's talk about the difference between Scrooge and A Christmas Carol. Is it A Christmas Carol just in musical form?
Yes and no. You know, this is based off of the 1970 film that Leslie Brick has created called Scrooge that starred Albert Finney. It then morphed into a stage musical, and then this is actually a rewrite of the screenplay for the film, and we got the rights to put it on stage. We have exclusive rights from the Brickus estate to take this new rewrite of the screenplay and make it into a stage play.
Okay, so what are some differences in the rewrite people might be looking for or thinking about?
Well, there's a couple of new songs. There's, you know, in adapting it for stage, we weren't able to, you know, create those great camera tracking shots. So we had to figure out a way to make that happen on stage. And so we got an incredible design team. Emmy winner Jason Artizone West, Emmy nominee choreographer Spencer Liff, David O coming in to do the orchestrations, which are all new. So it's going to sound like an all-new score to really create a fantastical world that takes us through a journey through Scrooge's imagination.
So, Shuler, are you playing Scrooge as, you know, when we see the old movies, Scrooge is always this incredibly old, decrepit man. Are you playing him around your age?
I am.
Okay.
With a nod to that, but I feel like as an actor, this role is like the tour de force role that you would love to play, because you go from self-involved miser to a caring member of society and the community. And so oddly enough, physically, I start with that weight of self-involvement, and by the end of the show, it almost feels like you're half the weight.
Not that I have an ego or anything. Your voice is too good. We may actually throw you off the stage, because the host is the one who's supposed to have the deeper voice. Okay, thank you. So you mentioned this point, and Matt, I want to turn to you on this as well. I don't want to say because of our political time, it's just because our times and things change. How important is the message of Scrooge continuing today, just to realize that we can change and become better people?
Yeah, it's not only so much about the evolution of his character as well, but it's also the evolution of the community. You know, one of the things that that these great Christmas stories tell, but you know, between Christmas Carol and How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Nutcracker, it's the story of a community coming together and realizing that it can't be, it's much stronger when it's together rather than in two parts. And the animosity that Scrooge feels towards his community is totally reciprocated, particularly in this version. They don't like him as much as they like, as much as he doesn't like them. So it really is about how the entire community heals itself and brings itself back together.
Yeah, Shuler, what about that?
Well, and just to add to that, I think that also mirrors live theater in general. The ability to take people with various viewpoints in real life and come together in a darkened room and go through this kind of redemptive story together. It heals people, and even if it's just for 2 hours, I know that it really gives people some place to go and be together in a way.
Traditional musicals, people will talk about, they leave whistling or they leave thinking. Is there a song or two that really stands out to you?
All of these songs are coming from the Albert Finney film, so Thank You Very Much, I Hate People,
December the 25th.
I Begin Again, there's so many songs that people may not even know the name of, but they will recognize the tunes.
Okay. Yeah, Matt, how important are those tunes to really help connect the audience?
Yeah, you know, the real emotion of the story is carried in the music and in the performance. And to put the audience through that sort of emotional catharsis all together at one time is, first of all, it's very difficult. But the other thing that it does is it makes people walk out of the theater thinking that they've just made 500 friends. You know, and they've all just gone through this experience together. They all feel much more emotionally awake. They feel much more connected to each other, and they feel joy. And you know, for something like this to enter the holiday season with that sense of community and that sense of camaraderie, I think is really important, particularly now.
Yeah, Shuler, what's it like to play such a well-known fictional character, one of the most famous fictional characters in history?
Well, I think you can't go into it thinking, oh no, I've got to recreate something. But what's nice about this production is it's so well written, and our rehearsal process and the look of this show, technically, it's a completely new show for so many people who think they know the story of Scrooge. So having that aspect has been very helpful, and then just allowing the music to be able to sing this music and get that message through is wonderful.
Last question for both of you. So, Matt, briefly for you, is Scrooge going to be a staple for Arizona Theater Company at the holidays for years to come?
Well, we hope so. We hope so. You know, this is a very big show. This is one of the biggest shows that Arizona Theater Company has ever done. It's certainly the most expensive show that we've ever produced. So we've got a lot invested in it, and it really kind of depends on, you know, how the audience turns out for it. You know, it's been doing very well so far, so we're hopeful.
And Shuler, finally, with you, is it exciting to have the idea of coming and doing this? I mean,
It
I know
is.
you have a major career in other places.
No, but I've been. This is my second year in a row, and it's like it feels like the holidays for me because it's a workhorse of a role, but at the end of the show, you just feel light, and you feel like you've traveled through what Scrooge has had to go through. So it's amazing.
That's a lot.
It
Okay,
is.
yeah.
It is. I sleep well at night.
Shuler, Matt, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.